Hello there, thank you for tuning in. This is day 4 of the 5-day series on channeling. Today we're talking about sharing your expression and your connection, because I think it's really important. So if you're watching on demand, I encourage you to skip ahead probably about 6 or 7 minutes as I share this, and just say hello to those who are joining. Hello Jessica and Brian and Shannon, thank you. Just want to make sure this is coming up. If you have any questions throughout this video as I talk, let me know. I have 3 other days that are really great, and if you have any questions about those days, you can let me know as well. I have music going on in the background. It is from one of my albums, Calm of the Night. If my music is too loud and you can not hear me, or my voice is too loud to the music, let me know. Please, thank you. I see some heart bubbles. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So let's see, just making sure that this is showing up in the group. Enjoy the music right now. Share it with your friends if you can. It's tough to play all those chords, Okay, so make sure I'm gonna turn my thing off, hopefully. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I want to start off with a quote by Dr. Seuss, and it goes, "Today, you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." And why am I starting off with this quote for day 4 of my channeling series? Because there's a paradox of life. We're all one with Source, and in my view, Source is everything. Everything is energy, etc., etc. Hello Breezy, thank you for joining us here. We got some really powerful women. I think that's great. So we're all one with Source, great, but we all have different perspectives because we're on this planet. We get to experience what it's like to be connected and different at the same time. The paradox. So Dr. Seuss is saying there's nobody who's like you because you're you. Because you're at least somewhat different in some kind of way. This is something that I've continued to talk about in each day, is that even if you do the same story, if you do the same picture, if you have the same idea, it's still a little bit differently. I kind of see ideas like a creative energy from Source, and we channel those when we do things. So don't be afraid to do something just because you think it's been done before. We got Sarah saying, hey, Shantastic Shine, smiley face. Give me a synchronistic number that you've been seeing a lot lately. I'd love to see it in the chat room. And now, because we're so unique and different, it's really important that we share things that we channel. It's really important that we share messages that come through. It's really important that we share our art, our writing, our perspective, because it gives a whole puzzle piece. We got a 1222, great number, very cool. I like that number a lot, thanks. We got Farah, I hope I said that right. We got 666, awesome, angel number. Thank you, Jessica. So today we're talking about how you can share your perspective, how you can share energy that you channel into art or music or vocals. We got a 555 from Shantastic Shine. Everybody's sharing their favorite synchronistic numbers right now. That's awesome. Going back to the puzzle, you see these pieces and a lot of them look the same, right? You're like, I swear this is the piece. But even if it's just very slightly different, that's a different piece. So by sharing what we're doing, we're fitting these pieces together. We're creating a bigger picture of omnipotence, if that makes sense. Nice chakra tapestry. Thank you. I love it too. It has all the chakras, but it's orange, which has been increasingly more and more of my color. So Sarah says she's been seeing 1222 a lot. That's a good number. What do you think it means that you're seeing that, Sarah? Good question for you right there. So this music is from my album Calm of the Night. Hope you are enjoying it. Human connection is one of the most important things, I think. That's why I'm doing this live right now. That's why I'm repeating and expressing your comments, because I want to connect with you. And that's why I love seeing your comments, because we're creating that connection. And when you're able to find people who connect with you and resonate and appreciate what you channel, what you express, that can cause a lot of healing. It also empowers our ability to channel that energy. Gives us more hope for life, right? When you're sharing this really intimate stuff, and you're having people being like, yeah, I feel the same way, you know, I resonate with that. That is so powerful, and it helps you to be like, oh, okay, so this world really is a place for me. I belong here because there's others that I resonate with. Got another comment, and it says, they Googled 1222. They've seen it the most in the last 3 days, and she thinks it's telling her to pay attention to her relationships and pay attention to how she reacts to things. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. Hello, Trent. Thanks for joining me. We're sharing synchronistic numbers. 1222 was one of them. We got a 555, 666, all kinds of numbers, you know? Okay, so what else? It helps us to remain grounded when we're surrounded by others and we're expressing this source channeled energy. and people around you are putting you down, saying you're crazy. I have talked to the angels for a long time, and I've told people this, and some people who were not ready for me to say that to them freaked out. So that was not the right kind of community or connections to express that with. So it can also make you feel like you're crazy, or if people are saying that about you, if people around you, are trying to make you feel that way, you need to look elsewhere for people who resonate with what you're channeling, with your connection to source and to the divine. And so when you're surrounded by people who resonate and share those beliefs, share those feelings and that connection and that energy, they can reciprocate it. They make you feel more grounded to life. Not making you feel like you're crazy, more like this is actually the truth. And there are others around me who know that and can help hold that information down onto this planet, because this planet is so dense. It's so easy to forget, to lose our train of thought, to forget an idea, or to not be motivated to pursue that. So we got some more comments. Jessica says, it's fascinating the way numbers repeat in chapters. She's had a knee-jerk nervousness about all the sixes, and I'm not sure what that means yet. So Jessica, I will say that 666 is an angelic number that was taken over by certain kind of perspectives in order for us to feel like, if we see that, like, oh shit, that's something bad's gonna happen. Friday the 13th, for example, was meant to be a day of celebration, of good luck, in fact. And somehow it was turned into, horror, into bad shit happening, into all that. So the sixes, to me, are an angelic number that have a specific meaning, and you just have to find out what the number 6 means to you. Okay, what does 6 mean to you? You can divide it into 2 3s, some kind of mathematical equation, but just what does that number 6 look like? What does it feel like? And then you can even look for the symbolism of 6, because if you look for the symbolism of 666, it might be something bad, but 6 might have something different. And then you just multiply that number. Okay, so if you see the symbolism of 6, it just means it's tripled. It's extra amplified. Like the 1111 is just 1, like super amplified. Okay. I hope that makes sense. If it does, if nothing resonates, that's fine. We're all different, and that's okay. Okay, we got a question from Farah. Do you attract narcissists as an empath? People who try to stray you off your path? They seem like AI with bad coding. NPCs. That's a really great question. My partner Shannon and I, we often talk about NPCs and how people, what that means is just a non-player character. So it's just somebody who's in the game in order to direct you in some way on your story or on your quest. Recently, she said that there was a study where people said they didn't have an inner dialogue. They didn't have just a communication with themselves. And that, maybe that is a sign, or maybe, I don't know, it's really hard to say. As an empath, I don't think I do attract narcissists. I think what will attract narcissists is just focusing, on that kind of energy. You maybe will go to a public place and there's just all kinds of different energies. And I will say that this planet and this world creates a lot of that kind of energy, that kind of narcissistic energy, where it's so easy to be pessimistic and negative and really just draining. So you will encounter that a lot outside. What I will say is maybe look at your programming and your belief system, and if you're saying I attract this, then you're going to attract that. And I do this too all the time with all kinds of things, and I try to catch myself and be like, okay, I need to create a different inner dialogue with myself in order to create my reality, because we are creating our realities as they're going. We're living in these dreams where this world is created off of what goes on. Science is starting to realize how powerful our minds are. Okay, so we got another comment. Sarah says, I attract narcissists being an empath, and it's exhausting sometimes, which is odd because I am mostly a bubbly, positive person. Thank you for clarifying in your comment. This is something you're going to have to look at deep within you. Something that maybe was instilled there, because you can be a bubbly person. You can have these affirmations. But if something was programmed deep within you, sometime maybe way back when you were young, that you don't realize is there, then it's a program that's running. And I will say, try to look within and understand, why these energies are popping up. Maybe they're helping you to understand more of yourself, because I believe that the outside is a reflection of what's going on within us. So maybe deep down there's some lesson that needs to be learned from any kind of narcissistic energy that's showing up in your life. And when you can ask yourself, what is this lesson, and what is going on within me in order for this to be showing up? Asking that question and doing this channeling meditation where you're just allowing this energy to flow through will give you an answer. I am a guide. I can show you these different doors, and I can tell you maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But if I don't tell you, the best way for you to find out is to look within. The best healer for you is yourself. Then I would be a really bad guide, because we're all one with Source, and being able to channel this energy can channel any answers that we ask for. But I really am sorry that these energies are showing up. Sometimes randomly I'll get one too, and I try to look at it as something within me, as an aspect of myself that I haven't been able to heal yet. And so instead of trying to send it hate, resistance, send it love, compassion, acceptance. Okay, that exists, and I accept it, but you don't have to let it affect your world. You can accept it and let it go. Relationships with others, you can let those go. It's okay. That's why I'm saying, find this community, find this support system with people who resonate with what you channel. I have a quote, and it's by Samra Zephyr, and he says, the most important thing people need to heal, succeed, and thrive is human connection. A sense of belonging, a community of support for human connection, creates incredible resilience. That's a really powerful word, resilience. We got another comment. I think my dad was a narcissist. So you have a point with earlier programming. I got to reprogram my subconscious somehow. I feel like I have two options. Let the relationship go. It's too destructive. Move on. Or teach the narcissist how to meditate. But I feel like it's no use. This person will not heal because they don't want to. Whoa! What a great lesson that we have to learn in this life is that we can't push people through these doors that we are guiding them to. They have to do that for themselves. And even if you have to let go of relationships with family members, even parents, if you feel like that's something you have to do for you to live a healthy, happy life, that's what you gotta do. Eventually, something will either change and they'll realize their energy is pushing people away, or they'll continue to go on, and then you'll just continue an old cycle. So cycles are what keep us in loops and time loops. It's what keeps us from really moving forward and pursuing our purpose. It takes a lot of energy to stay in a loop. So, Farah, guide your dad. Show him doors, meditations if you have to. See what he says, and if nothing happens, he's still in the same cycle, try and let that go. And do what you have to in order for you to be surrounded by a support system. Family is so difficult, and it's something we all go through, especially when we're connecting to Source in our own way. Because they don't understand it, they fear it. And we can only do so much until it's starting to affect our health. So don't let it affect your health. Who else is still watching? I'd love to get an 1111 or a heart, a bubble, a thumbs up. Anybody watching on YouTube, thank you. Leave a comment. So, are you worthy to channel? This is a good question that you should ask yourself right now. Am I worthy to channel Source? Am I worthy to channel God? Am I worthy to channel divine energy? Creative energy? Am I worthy? See what comes up as you ask yourself this. My answer is, damn right you are. Damn right you are. You are worthy. You are born worthy. You are born worthy of love. You are born worthy of expression, to express. You are born worthy to channel divine creative energy of Source. You are worthy. We had a question, and somebody asked, do you have a good system around you of woke folk? Farah, thank you. Yes, I do, actually. This is something that I've created with Bring Me to Life, the website, bringmetolife.com, where I'll be doing my 5-week course on these topics. It has a lot of people with very similar belief systems. Just today, I helped my friend Sarah Hall, who is an angelic channeler, channel in a whole hour about how to face suffering. We had a bunch of people tuning in, asking questions. There are like 8 different shows that we've helped to create. I'm surrounded by my partner Shannon, who literally believes in so many similar things. Obviously, we don't believe in everything, and we have our differences, and sometimes it's hard to understand her perspective. But still, she supports me. She supports the fact that I have my belief system, my perspective. I do meditations in town. I have a group of people who come to these meditations and share these beliefs. And this is something that I've had to work to build up. I started Project Bring Me to Life in 2011. And I traveled across the country, and I was posting all these videos, and I wasn't getting a lot of views. I wasn't getting, a lot of community. But as I was starting to wake up more, putting myself out there more of those people were starting to come to me in this life. 9 years later, I'm surrounded by people from all over the country, all over the world, who connect with similar things as I do. Because I've spent so much time developing, these beliefs, this channel. I spent so much time expressing it, and even now I still sometimes feel unheard. I still post videos and think, not a lot of people are seeing these. But yeah, we got a bunch of ones from people. Thank you. We got Lee joined us. Thank you, Lee, for joining us. Somebody says, I am an unlimited being full of love and light. Exactly. So if, somebody's put into your life, it could be because you have a soul contract. So even though I say you might be able to do this thing and it will help you, if you have a soul contract... Okay, so I think he's back. I disconnected for a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, so... yes, we're all worthy to channel this energy. We're all worthy to be creative. We're all worthy to be surrounded by people who believe what we're feeling, what we're seeing, what we're experiencing. We're worthy of that. So begin to realize that. And if you feel a block, dive into that, because that's like a little treasure chest. And if you open that up, you're going to get a whole shit ton of rewards, I tell you. Excuse my French. Okay. Disclaimer, some people, I promise you, no, I don't want to promise you this, but in my experience, people will not like what you do. People have told me they don't like my voice. People told me they don't like my meditations. People said, I need to do something else with my life. We're all different, we all have different perspectives. So don't be discouraged if somebody does not like what you're doing. Don't be discouraged if people don't like what you're saying. Because some people will love, and some people will even need what you channel. Some people will need what you've experienced, what you've written, what you've created, in order for them to heal, in order for them to put their own puzzle pieces together in their own lives. And it's for this reason that we're sharing our expression, our gifts, our connection. I got a hi, Selomon from Steve. Hey, Steve. Thanks for joining me. Again, any questions, post them. So the ways that I'm talking about how you can share your expression, how you can share your connection, is through podcasts, videos, social media, photography, and journaling. So with podcasts, there's something that I started after I got into a bunch of them, and they blew my mind. I've learned so much through podcasts that I never would have any other way. I wanted to start that. So I started to do my own podcasts in a shed outside. And I used my phone and I just recorded my voice for, I don't know, however long I was talking to myself. Sometimes it was 15 minutes, sometimes it was 30. And I didn't ever share any of those online. I didn't post them. I didn't do anything with them. And yet it was still so healing. I was still able to channel in information that helped me to heal. Channel in this energy that helped me to see a greater perspective of life. Videos could include movies. There's a lot of movies that have been channeled in, such as Star Wars. I've heard it's a channeled story of the Orion Wars. Vlogs, you can share your channelings in. You can share your experiences in. When I was When I had my first Kundalini awakening, I shared that on YouTube, and I still have that on YouTube. And it's hilarious to go back and see where I was in 2010, 2011. Music videos are a great way to channel creative energy. Independent work, like little silly videos that you do. I've done a bunch of silly little videos, and it's an amazing way to channel creative energy. Photography. So with photography, this helps you to capture moments. It helps you to capture experiences and emotions. And it's also a perfect complement to everything else that I've mentioned. You can use it to promote a podcast, a specific feeling or emotion of a podcast. You can use it to promote on your social media. You know, with photography, you can use it in video even. And cinematography, you know, motion pictures. Journaling is a little bit more private, but it could still develop into more. You could answer questions that help you to get past a specific block. So people were saying earlier that their family have been narcissistic. So journal about that. Ask yourself, why is this happening? You know, why are they maybe narcissistic? So you can understand a little bit of their perspective. Or ask yourself any other question. You can just write about it. Start writing about it and see what flows through. See what could come through to help you to heal. Sarah says, I love photography. I love to photograph nature. That's awesome. I like that a lot. Photography is a way to channel. You're observing beauty in the world. You're sharing specific perspectives on life. I think it's beautiful. So explore what works best for you. Explore these options that I'm sharing with you and see what is the most healing for you. In my 5-week course, I'll be doing a roundtable discussion. So we're doing one in person and one online. And during week 4, we'll do a roundtable discussion where we can talk about stuff like this in a podcast format. But I do highly encourage you to go to your recorder, sit in a room by yourself, hit the record button, and start to talk about something that's bugging you, something that's been on your mind, anything really, and see what comes out. It's really healing. It's really healing. Just allow yourself to be vulnerable. Put yourself out there. Share your expression. Share your channelings. Share your perspective on the divine creative energy of Source. So we're going to do a meditation, and then I'm going to share with you all a link to a roundtable discussion that I did with others on the Archangels. I think it's a really great topic, a really great discussion, so you can get an idea of what podcasting is like. And might inspire you to create your own. And then I also have some journal topics for you. So you can journal about some of these things. So when you're ready, go ahead and relax, and we'll start the meditation. This is a meditation that I channeled with Archangel Michael, specifically for this. Take a deep breath in and just sink deeper into relaxation. Protect yourself with roots growing down out of your body into the ground. You can imagine a bubble or a light surrounding your body. And you can also ask for a guide or for source to help protect you. Breathe and allow your physical world to fall away and disappear. A bright blue light turns on in the center of your throat. With each inhale, go deeper into this light. Breathe until you find yourself completely surrounded in all directions. As you're surrounded by this bright blue light, little flashes of lightning appear around you. Inhale and call out to Archangel Michael for assistance. If you prefer, you can call on someone or something else. Archangel Michael appears to you, surrounded by a feeling of relief, a feeling of peace. Invite him to assist you in healing and clearing your divine expression. All that trauma, stress, tension, pain gets struck by the lightning, instantly vaporizes, and turns into new energy, cleansed and cleared. Archangel Michael bows and disappears. Take a moment to feel your energy. Notice how it may have transformed. Now think of some ways that you can share your divine expression that would benefit you, that would help you to find a community that resonates with this expression. action, even small steps, can you take to move toward this vision? Imagine that bright blue light fades away. And as you return to your breath, you reconnect with your body, with all your senses. Return and feel a sense of grounding. At your own pace, take a deep inhale. Look at your toes and fingers, and as you exhale, you can open your eyes and return from the meditation. So as you all begin to come back, there is a link in the description, and I'll also post a comment if I can. So as you all begin, okay, I'm gonna post that video in the comment section. That's a roundtable discussion I did. I want to say hello, Alexis. Hope you can tune in. We just led a meditation channeled by Archangel Michael, very powerful. But it's really good to see your name. Also, Joy, thank you for joining us. Really like that you guys were here. So follow that video. It's a roundtable discussion on the archangels. I also have some topics for you to journal about. So the first one is, what does it feel like when you imagine yourself channeling divine creative energy from Source? I'll post that in the comments as well. What does it feel like when you channel divine creative energy from Source? The second one is, how can you allow yourself to channel this energy more into your life? Somebody said they almost fell asleep. They were too peaceful. That's okay. Your subconscious mind will still pick this stuff up, so no problem if you do fall asleep. Who here was there for that meditation? Love to get a 111, a thumbs up, a 999. I really like 9. I think 9's one of my favorite numbers. So if you want more of this, tomorrow will be my last day. We'll be talking about how we can use channeling to improve our lives more, and just overall gathering and connecting more. So tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m., the Meditation Guild, and then I'll re-upload it onto YouTube. Alright everyone, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. If you didn't get to watch the video, Steve, talking to you, watch the whole video, Steve Goldstein. Anybody who didn't get to catch the meditation, the discussion, it's awesome. Have a great day. Namaste.